Good Monday morning, everybody. I'm Jared Klein coming to you live from the NBC29 Digital Desk with the Morning Rush. We start this morning with our local headlines. If you're a dog owner, you've probably heard about that mysterious respiratory illness spreading in canines across the country. So far, there's no word of any cases here in the Commonwealth, but it will likely spread over time as viruses do. And veterinarians we spoke with say it's not time to panic.
I don't want people to be scared and cancel all their holiday travel plans right now. I don't want boarding kennels to have to shut down because everyone's afraid to bring their dogs there.
The illness begins with a cough that can last a few weeks, runny eyes, and sneezing. If you notice any of these symptoms in your dog, give your vet a call. How did the people who send those annoying mailers get your personal information? Well, turns out it may have been from the DMV. The Department of Motor Vehicles is allowed to share things like your name, address, and driving record, but there is some personal information of yours the DMV will keep to itself.
So is personal information that is protected, and then there is highly personal information for things like your photograph and your social security number. And based on what the request is, the reason for it, and who is asking for it, the requester is entitled to certain categories of that data.
The release of your information depends on just who is asking for it and what they plan to use it for. And Albemarle Cider Works kicked off the holiday season with a winter craft market, along with the market were crafts and activities for kids to enjoy. There were workshops for making cookies and wreaths, and of course cider for people as they enjoyed some shopping. Now, only about a dozen vendors were selected, and that was done on purpose to give it a homey feel for families. Charlotte Shelton with Albemarle Cider Works says the winter craft market will likely return next year.
Looks like a lot of fun.
It sure does. Yeah, I love crafts.
I know.
Yeah.
In the holidays, it's cute. All right, so we've heard of forever chemicals, the PFAS. They seem to be in everything. Well, now it's been found that most fish, freshwater fish across the United States, have these forever chemicals in them, and a lot of states aren't warning residents of that, but there are about 17 states that have issued PFAS-related consumption advisories. But there's really no federal guidance. Here's kind of a map, and you can see in Virginia, we do have some freshwater areas with freshwater fish that have PFAS that's been found. And so eating a single serving of freshwater fish can be the equivalent of drinking water contaminated with high levels of PFAS for a month. Wow. That's just one fish. So, and there's been instances where military bases, PFAS have leached into nearby communities, that sort of things. This is how you can decrease your PFAS intake. So eat store-bought fish. Eating a fish fillet is often recommended, but as it accumulates fewer chemicals than organs or eggs. So, and then again, there are some states that have guidelines now. So New Hampshire, Washington, Maine, and New Jersey, they have some really protective guidance. But it's all about, again, knowing kind of where your food's coming from and that sort of thing.
Read the label, as Rita always says.
Yeah.
She tells us every Monday at noon.
Yeah, read the label.
Yeah.
So PFAS in freshwater fish.
Something else to worry about.
Yeah, okay. So I don't know. I remember my brother, when we were little, scared me and said, you know, when you sleep, a lot of times you actually consume a spider. Did you heard that, right?
I've heard that, yeah.
Yeah. Well.
You do.
The claim is it's really kind of impossible. Okay. So, yeah, so you don't.
You don't.
So the science behind it is that they don't really, like damp spaces. Yeah. So they totally will not want to go near your mouth. That's according to like entomologists. And so when you're sleeping, they don't want to be in your mouth. They also, it's just not conducive to, how they live.
Yeah.
So this warm, moist cave with mostly carbon dioxide and water vapor, from our mouth, they don't like it.
That's good to hear.
And then of course, in the off chance that somehow you get a spider in your mouth and you swallow, nothing's really going to happen to you because your stomach acids will kill it.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's not like it's going to do any harm to you.
Yeah, and generally, spiders don't like humans, so they stay away from us.
Yeah.
So this whole idea of like you're sleeping and they come crawling and get into your mouth is like pretty much is a no. So it doesn't really happen.
We mutually do not like each other.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not a spider person.
No.
No, I don't like them.
Creepy. But I have noticed, I mean, have you ever seen a spider in your bed?
Oh, I have.
Terrifying.
And I couldn't sleep in it. I had to strip all the sheet, and I still couldn't. I
Still couldn't sleep in
slept
it.
in another bed. That's it's terrifying. All right, and lastly, take a look at this. So this is this shipwreck. It was found intact in Lake Huron in Ontario. It was it's believed to be an African ship from 1895 that disappeared during a storm, and the entire crew, 11 sailors, they all died. But it was recently found, and you can see all these mussels have formed on there. But it's really, like, here's a closer look at the mussels, but pretty neat, well intact, and 128-year-old shipwreck, you know, and it was found just by some filmmakers who were actually filming, doing a story about the mussels.
So I guess
And
they didn't know it was down there.
they didn't know it was down there, and they
Surprised.
stumbled upon it, doing this documentary.
Yeah,
So
that's pretty cool. You never know what's underneath the water surface.
I know, yeah, you don't.
So much unexplored. Awesome.
Pretty neat.
All right, well, thank you, Jennifer. So you're looking at that 7-day forecast. Another warm one out there, relatively speaking, for December. The high of 56, and it looks like we're staying mild this week with a chance of some rain and snow showers on Wednesday. And any snow accumulation would be in the valley, and it would be extremely light, so not a rush to the store and grab some bread type of event. And then next weekend looking like another warm one, but it is Monday out there, so we have to focus on the work week ahead. I hope you guys have a great Monday. We'll see you again on NBC29 News at noon.